Well, then, yeah, nor do I. I still haven't. I mean, outside of that, we gave them a contract. And that's the one, I mean, and nobody talked to me. I pulled that off the agenda 2 weeks ago. And this is, or was it 2 weeks ago? 4 weeks ago. Whatever.
Yeah, 4 weeks.
That's, because I never heard of Lador at that point in time. That's the one that got my interest, and I never heard of those guys before. And so that's what consummated my earlier discussion with you, was that.
We'll come right back.
Maybe.
Yes.
Good afternoon. It's 2 o'clock, and I'd like to call to order the February 28th meeting of the Oklahoma City Water Utilities Trust. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the February 14th meeting minutes. They've been in your packet. Are there any questions or comments? Is there a motion for approval? I have a motion and a second. And it's approved unanimously. Next up is the consent docket. There are a number of items on the consent docket. There's some engineering agreements on there. There's a lot of amendments and change orders on it. There's some purchasing agreements on it, pricing agreements, a number of items. Is there a motion, first of all, to approve the consent docket? Then we can, or first of all, are there any items that any of the trustees would like to pull off of the consent docket?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to pull 3 items off, if you don't mind, items D, E, and G, and we will defer those for 2 weeks.
Okay, I think we should take then a motion to defer items D, E, and G for 2 weeks. Is there a motion? Please vote. And it passed. Now we will go to the remainder of the consent docket. Still the rest of the docket. Are there any questions or comments on the consent, the rest of the consent docket? Is there a motion for approval? Mr. General Manager, on item M, which is a purchasing agreement, it talks a lot about attachment A. Attachment A was not included in the packet. I assume it was probably there electronically if I'd gone in electronically, but I didn't.
We will be sure to get you a copy of that, Mr. Chairman. That is replacement vehicles, construction equipment, those kinds
Yeah.
of things. So we'll make sure that you get a copy of that.
Very good, that would be helpful. And it passes unanimously. Next up is the concurrence docket. There are 4 items. They are all concurrent contracts with the City of Oklahoma City. None of the 4 include AQUIT funds. Are there any questions regarding the concurrence docket? Seeing none, is there a motion for approval? And it passes unanimously. Next up is the emergency construction contract. There are 2 emergencies. One is a sanitary sewer emergency down up on Northwestern and Francis, and the other is an emergency loop at the Hefner Water Treatment Plant. These do require 4 positive votes for approval. Are there questions or comments regarding the 2 emergencies? Is there a motion for approval? And they did receive 5 votes, so they've got their 4 affirmative votes for approval, so thank you. Next up is items for individual consideration. There's a application from OKCL Development LLC for a Policy B project in the vicinity of Southwest 29th and Check Hall Road for $246,480. Questions or comments regarding that? Just one more comment. There wasn't a map would have been helpful on that one. There wasn't a map in the packet on that, so that would have been helpful in review. All right, do we have a motion for the Policy B item? We have a motion and a second. Please vote. And the item passes unanimously. Not yet, it doesn't. No, it does. I just felt that it was going to.
I sense it.
Items from trustees. Any items from the trustees this afternoon? Sure.
I just wanted to congratulate Trustee Stonecipher on his reelection to City Council.
At least I'm not knocking doors today.
Very good. Congratulations, Councilman. General Manager reports. Mr. General Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item A is our monthly pro forma. We have adjusted this year's budget to include an energy and chemical increase for water treatment. With that adjustment, the expenses are as predicted and the revenues are the same. On the wastewater, the same. Revenues and expenses are as predicted, and on solid waste management, the same. The Item B is an update that's in your packet to let you all see the progress that has been made in the low-income assistance program for utility bills. We were fairly successful this year. So if you have questions on that, we'd be happy to answer them.
Are there questions for Mr. Browning on either the pro forma or the federal low-income household water assistance program? Seeing none, is there a motion to receive the general manager report? We don't need a motion to receive the general manager's report. Excellent. I'm not aware of any citizens to be heard. Therefore, we are adjourned.